Alright, sorry about that. Another network disconnection. My God. It's kind of a Hail Mary, but I am going to try that jump. Like a fool. Okay. That's a failure of a first test. Try again. Nope. Okay. So it looks like it's not going to be possible to make that jump. Amazing. Yeah, had a bit of a loss. There's no path here. Certainly doesn't look like it. And there was no second fog gate, so... I am really starting to think that you can only open it from the other side, but am bewildered as to how I might get there. Alright. Ah. There looks like a path there that I missed. Alright. Certainly don't want to fight these guys up here. Seems a bit cruel. to put that kind of enemy here. If I have to, I'll parry him, but don't really want to. This does look promising. Oh, okay, so maybe try jumping is correct. There's Patches.
Yeah, I'm Patches. You seem to be on. Do you have business? Of course not. Sorry, I've been a bit on edge. But this is your lucky day. I happen to be a world-renowned travelling merchant. If you're as unkindled as you look, you're...
No upgrade material. Dock. Might actually spend that.
Hey.
Okay. Ah, okay. Here we go. Interesting to see more of these sad enemies. Keen to see what they drop. Bit of a sorry sight this is. Undead Hunter Charm. What? Okay. Weird. New bonfire. Very nice. Bit of a disturbing scene there. Some kind of nursery. Okay. Probably not the result I was after. I was hoping for something more. Now I've got to deal with all this bollocks. Not that interested. Might as well use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back up on that scaffolding, and I'm going to investigate some other path. So I need to go here. So I was wondering whether or not there was anything else. Yeah, okay, so no. There's the channeler and her arena. So no, it doesn't look like it. That's a serious crossbow. Okay, well, I think I'll probably wrap it up here. So it looks like Cathedral of the Deep is complete. Oh, well, it's not complete, is it? Because I need to be able to get outside. Yeah, there was a fair amount left to do. So what I might do actually is head back. Yeah. Go back up that elevator and see if there was some way down into the rocks. There's a few items that I seem to have missed. Don't think that's survivable. So this little rocky outcropping here, I think, was where some items were that I couldn't reach. There's the crystals, and there's a staircase. Let's try. Probably didn't really deserve the win there. Try to have a bit of a go at dodging him properly. So yeah, this, I don't think I've actually gone up here. Nope. Bit tragic. But I'm pretty confident that the important stuff in this level has been explored. Cool. Well, let's head back to Firelink Shrine and we'll wrap up. So it's a pretty long day today. We took out a big chunk of Cathedral of the Deep. The second part managed to find and defeat the Deacons of the Deep. Mildly challenging. Just, you know, the cautious mindset you have with Soul Level 1 meant that I was triggering the curse build-up too often. And furthermore, not really being able to push too hard into the mass if the main guy was deep inside was proving a challenge. So I managed to come up with a bit of a strategy where I make sure that the mass is as close as possible to where the fog wall is, just before the last sort of secondary guy, spirit guy, dies. And then when the deacon himself spawns, I can get a few free hits. And after that, he'll always kind of be in a position which isn't right in the center of all of them. And that's pretty much how it worked out. Right at the end, had a bit of a big aggressive push managed to get into him and take him out. So I'm not unhappy with it. Not the most enjoyable boss, but it wasn't something that I could simply hack out and expect to win. It was a problem that had to be solved, and I think I did. So I'll take that as a win. And then we did a lot of the tail end of the Farron Keep and of Road of Sacrifice. Definitely the most challenging area yet. The combination of fairly challenging enemies and the swampland, which in most critical areas you can't run through, and it encumbers you. That was extremely tough. So it was just a case of learning the geography of the area and just being super cautious. I think I discovered most of what was to be discovered there. Managed to find the Covenant there and the stray demon at the top. That was an enjoyable fight. Seemed a bit bugged. There was no sound, which made the fight a little bit more challenging, considering that every hit of his, every attack of his was a one-shot. But an enjoyable fight nonetheless. It was cool learning his moveset and sort of mastering that fight. Didn't take too many tries. Yeah. So the one part of Farron's Keep that, well, there were two parts that are mysterious. The big door near one of the bonfires with the three braziers. There looks to be a dev message at the front which says to extinguish 3 flames and then light the braziers. As I'm saying it, I'm thinking that I need 3 major souls to feed each of those braziers before I can enter it. Yeah, I couldn't interact with them otherwise. So I'll have to keep investigating that. It did seem pretty tough. I may try and find a bit of guidance through that area. But we'll see. I'll give it a good explore tomorrow. But it looks a little bit dead-ended. Otherwise. Yeah. One of the more challenging mob enemies, in fact I would say probably the most challenging mob enemy, the Dark Wraith appeared, made a first appearance. But I think one of the key differences between a regular playthrough and Soul Level 1 is there is a perfect way to play this game. And you're not... in a regular playthrough, you're going to be rewarded for not finding that perfect way. If you can face tank, if you can block, if you can pancake, if you can do a massive amount of stagger, for example, you can really bully a lot of these enemies, and they won't get to show you their actual moveset. And what I found in the previous games is Soul Level 1 playthroughs teach you the perfect way to fight each enemy. And I believe I discovered that for the Dark Wraith. Pretty consistently, I think that I could fight one-on-one with the Dark Wraith and win without taking too many hits, if any. Yeah, so pretty decently happy with that. That's not to say that I think that I 100% do it every time. It wasn't a parry strategy. I suspect you can parry them, but I want to kind of avoid that if I can. Same goes with the Black Knight. That was another example. The Black Knight, Great Sword Black Knight. Every single one of his attacks was one-shotting me, which meant that I had to find a really perfect way to fight him. Um, and I think I mentioned it in the previous stream. It was a lot like it was a lot like fighting Artorias. Um, in a regular playthrough, you get kind of punished. You get kind of there's no real reward for playing that fight, for finding the end goal of that. The best strategy for that fight. I mean, you can do it, but because you can tank a lot of his hits, there's a good chance that you don't. And on my first playthrough, I certainly didn't. On my first playthrough, I was pretty adamant that I could punish every single one of his attacks, and that was the perfect way to fight him. And in the end, for both my strength and dex playthroughs, that turned out to be fine. But with Soul Level 1, you really can't take those hits, and you learn that only a certain number of them are punishable, and that was the experience of the Black Knight, and a similar experience with the Dark Wraith as well. So, while I think that this is a hard way to play, I think any way you play is going to be hard, and if you go through the whole game, if you go through 70% of the game, and you're carried by your equipment or your stats, you you're still going to run into walls. Like, I think I'll run into walls with this, but I think even if I were doing a regular playthrough, I'd still run into walls. I just think that you get the nice bonus of really getting to soak in the move sets of each of the enemies, and really try and find optimal ways to fight them. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, and one of the reasons why I've enjoyed it so far. And honestly, I really don't think Soul Level 1 or not, I don't think that anyone's experiencing that that terrible swamp is a positive one. I don't think it matters what kind of build you're running with. It's just going to be a bit miserable unless you can run through the swamp somehow. Like there's some kind of rusted iron ring or something lying around somewhere. But I haven't found it, and I've been pretty thorough, so I doubt, very unlikely, you would have stumbled across it so far in the game. Anyway, that's enough ranting. It's been a big old stream, few interruptions. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, probably 4 o'clock, and it'll probably be a later one as well. I'll likely split it up into 2 bits, before and after I have dinner, but I'll go into the evening again. That's it. Thanks for watching. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for watching it through and listening to my terrible rant, and see you in the next one.